Assalamu alaikum everyone. So let us today as schedule let us start with the simulation part, experiment number 5. Okay. In the last week we have studied about experiment number 4 on the simulation part. Okay. And if you remember, the experiment number 4 was about measuring AC analysis. It was about AC analysis. In that we have learned how to measure single frequency analysis and how to measure an AC analysis by sweep frequency, that is using range of frequency. This was for the last experiment. In the last experiment, if you remember, we have used an RLC series circuit to find the single frequency analysis and also to find the AC analysis using range of frequency. Okay, if you remember, there were two parts. For the first part we have used only one frequency. Okay, and using the appropriate equations from the circuit diagram, as mentioned from the circuit diagram, we have calculated the single frequency analysis. Okay, then also for the AC analysis, we have used range of frequency, yani we have used a start frequency and a stop frequency, using which we have determined the AC analysis for magnitude and phase. Okay, this was for the last experiment number 4. Now coming to the experiment number 5, we are going to complete the last type of analysis which I have mentioned you. Okay, for example, I mentioned you that there are three types of analysis basically. One is DC analysis, the second one is AC analysis. The third one is transient analysis. Okay. As I mentioned you, the DC analysis, it will be with respect to time or it will be with respect to voltage. Okay. As we have studied for maximum power transfer theorem, or you can say as we have studied for Ohm's law, those were DC part. Okay. Then coming to the second thing, that is AC analysis. In this, the analysis will be with respect to frequency. Okay, and it will have two types, that is single frequency and AC analysis by sweep frequency. That is using one frequency, using two frequencies. The third one is transient analysis, which we are going to learn and study and analyze in experiment number 5 today, inshallah. Okay, in which uh, that is a transient analysis, in which the analysis will be with respect to time. Okay, so let me share you my screen. Okay, as you can see for experiment number 5, okay, that is three-phase circuits. Yani till now you have studied about only one phase. Okay, so you have done the AC analysis previously in the last experiment for single phase. Okay, now you will use a three-phase circuit. Okay, and using this three-phase circuit we are going to find the transient analysis. Okay, basically in experiment number 3, if you remember, okay, in experiment number 3, okay, we have used a single phase, and using that single phase we have determined how to measure the AC magnitude and how to measure the AC frequency, right? In experiment number 3, I repeat again, in experiment number 3, you have studied about AC. It was the first experiment with respect to AC. In that you have learned how to find the magnitude, that is the AC magnitude, and how to find the AC frequency, and how to find the impedance, etc. Okay. Now experiment number 5, it is about a three-phase circuit. Yani input we will use a three-phase. Okay. Basically we are using a three-phase Y connected circuit. Okay. In this experiment you can say that it is divided into three parts. Okay. So the first part is you will learn to measure the various types of AC parameters. That is AC parameter evaluation. And you can see here, you will learn how to find the peak-to-peak voltage, how to find the peak-to-peak current, how to find the RMS voltage, how to find the RMS current, how to find the frequency, how to find the phase, how to find the gain, okay, AC gain. So these are the various parameters which we are going to evaluate in experiment number 5. Unlike in experiment number 3, you have learned only to determine the magnitude and frequency in experiment number 3. In experiment number 5, we will learn to determine the peak-to-peak voltage and current, RMS voltage and current. We will determine the frequency, we will determine the phase, we will determine the voltage gain. These are the different parameters we are going to determine for part A. Okay, so or else let me open the manual better. It will be better for you to understand. Yeah, as I mentioned you in here for the AC parameters. Okay, part A is AC parameter evaluation. We will determine the peak-to-peak voltage, peak-to-peak current. We will determine the RMS voltage, RMS current. We will determine the frequency. We will determine the phase, and we will determine the AC voltage gain. Okay, and second part, we will measure the power factor, and also we will improve the power factor. In the third part, we will make transient analysis. Understand? So this is the circuit diagram. So you can see in this from the circuit diagram, we will use a three-phase input, Y connected input. Okay, and there are three resistors, R1, R2, and R3. Okay, and here we will use power measurement. We will use for power measurement. Using this power measurement, you can determine the, what do you say? You can determine the power as well as the power factor. Okay, and also we are supposed to use this three probes: probe 1, probe 2, probe 3. Three probes we are going to use. Okay, so let us start with the circuit diagram. Any questions still here? Shall we continue further? Shall I start with the circuit diagram using multisim? Did you got the clear idea what is the experiment about, and what we are going to study in the experiment, and how we are going to calculate the various things? This before starting with the experiment, you should understand these general points. Okay, once you understand this, the rest of the experiment will be easy. Okay, so let us start with the experiment. As you can see in the lab manual, there is a voltage source 120 volts and 60 hertz, that is a three-phase circuit. So from here, from the place source, okay, and from the power sources, you can say, or you can, yeah, it will, for this is multisim 12, yeah, so you can say three phase Y. Okay, it will have three phase delta, three phase Y. So we will use three phase Y. Click OK, place it here. Okay, we require also a ground. So click OK, place it over here. Okay, so this is the first thing we require. Then what is the second thing? We require three resistors: 15 ohms, 50 ohms, and 500 ohms. So let us place from the place basic, select resistor. Initially select any value, okay, because later on we can change the value. So similarly second, similarly the third one. Okay, and as seen in the diagram, we require three power meters. Okay, so first of all, let me change the values for this. This value is 15 ohms. R2 value is 50 ohms. We will rotate R3, and R3 value is 500 ohms. Okay, and we require three power meters. Okay, and we require three separate grounds for each of them. You can connect it to the common ground also, but to be clear about the connection, we will use a separate ground. Okay, so this will be available in power meter here, sorry, watt meter, okay, to measure power. Okay, from the instruments toolbar, the third one. So click this, place it over here. This is one. Similarly, click this. This is two. Again, the third one. This is here. Okay. As I said, we also require a ground. So place a ground here. Again for this. Again for this. Okay. Let us complete the connection. As you can see from the connection, the first phase is connected to R1, second phase is connected to R2, third phase is connected to R3. Okay, so here the first phase is connected to R1. Okay, the second phase is connected to R2. The third phase is connected to R3. Okay, so here across these loads R1, R2 and R3, initially you can observe that we are using only the resistive load. So across these loads, we are supposed to find what is the voltage and what is the current. Okay. So first, how to connect the voltage? So voltage, we will connect it across the resistance. So positive over here. Okay. Positive is here and negative to the end of the resistor. Yes. Here we are measuring the voltage. Similarly here for this one also, positive to the one end of the resistor, negative to the another end of the resistor. Similarly for the third one, positive to the one end and negative to the another end. Okay, this is about the voltage. What about the current? Current we will measure by connecting it in series. How to connect it in series? Simply connect this to the second end of the resistor. Okay, positive, and negative we will connect it to the ground. This is a series connection for the current. Similarly, positive here the second end and negative to the ground. This is, you remember, this is how we connect the the ammeter, right? In the previous experiment, you have learned that this is how we have connected the ammeter. Any question about the connections? I repeat again, the voltage is connected, positive is connected to one end, negative is connected to one end. Okay, positive, negative, positive, negative. For the second one, for the current, positive is connected to the second end of the resistor, that is in series with the resistor, and negative is connected to the ground. Okay. Similarly, positive is connected to the resistor, negative to the ground. Positive is connected to the resistor, negative is connected to the ground. Okay. Any questions about this? So let us also, we have to place three probes. Probe 1, probe 2, probe 3. Okay. How to use this? So you have to use the probe using the instruments menu. That is, you can see here, it is measurements probe. This one. Okay. So if you click this, you can say that for dynamic probe, from dynamic probe settings, you have to use the first option, from dynamic probe settings. So click this, okay, and place it on the first part. Okay. Similarly, click the same from dynamic probe settings, select it on the second one. Okay. Similarly, the third one from dynamic probe settings, this is the third probe, probe 2. Okay. So you can observe that in here we are measuring peak to peak, RMS, peak to peak voltage and RMS, peak to peak current, peak RMS current and frequency only. For probe 2, we are measuring all. So you should double click this. Okay. And from the parameters, you should select which you are supposed to measure. Okay, so here which it should show. Okay, so as seen from the lab manual, okay, it has peak to peak voltage, RMS voltage, peak to peak current, RMS current, and frequency only, probe 1. So those only we will select as yes. We don't require this, we require this, yes, this is yes. We don't require VDC, we require frequency, yes. And we don't require the current, we require peak to peak current, peak to peak, that is RMS current. We don't require DC current, we don't require DC gain, we don't require AC gain, we don't require phase. So as per the lab manual, select only which is required and select yes. So you can observe that peak to peak voltage, RMS voltage, peak to peak current, RMS current, and frequency. It will have only those peak to peak voltage, RMS voltage, peak to peak current, RMS current, and frequency. Okay. Similarly, double click this, or you can say right click and properties. On the parameters, select what is only for probe 2. We have peak to peak voltage, RMS voltage, peak to peak current, RMS current, frequency, and also here we have to give reference as probe 1. Okay, in three phase we have to give the second and the third phase will be with respect to some other phase, will be with respect to the first phase usually. So here we have to add reference as probe 1, and we have to calculate the AC voltage gain and phase. Okay, so let us select. We don't require the voltage, we require peak to peak voltage, we require RMS voltage, we don't require DC voltage, frequency we require, we don't require current, peak to peak current we require, RMS voltage we require, DC we don't require, DC voltage gain we don't require, AC voltage gain we require, and phase also we require. Okay, on the top you can see use reference probe. So you have to check this and you have to select probe 1 as a reference, then apply. Okay, you can observe it is the same. Similarly, for this, right click properties, select the same as probe 2. Use reference probe as probe 1. Understand? Yes, brothers. So here you can say this is the resistor. The load is resistor, right? So let me check if there is any question. Yes, clear. So let us continue then. So in here, if you double click this is for the first watt meter. You can see that it will display what is the power and also the power factor. So this is for the second one and this is for the third one. Okay. So this is about the circuit diagram. Once you complete, also we have to connect the input to the ground. The input is not connected to the ground. Okay. So once you finish all the circuit diagram, click on run simulation. Okay. Once you run simulation, you will get all the values. Okay. So if you run the simulation, you can see that using after you simulate it, you will get some values for all the probes, probe 1, probe 2, probe 1, probe 2, probe 3, and some volt, power and power factor for each of them. Okay, so you have to use the table 1, okay, from the experiment lab manual. Okay, and you have to, for example, let me edit it here for you. So for probe 1, okay, what is the peak to peak value? Peak to peak value is 339 volts. So you have to write 339 volts. Okay. What is the RMS value? 120. So write 120. And peak to peak current is 22.6. So write 22.6. Then RMS current is 8. Okay. And frequency is 60. This is for probe 1. Okay. Let me zoom it for you. Then for probe 2, what is the peak to peak value? 588 volts. 588. What is the RMS? 208. What is the peak-to-peak current? 26.7. What is the RMS current? 9.43. What is the frequency? 60. Reference probe is 1. Voltage, AC voltage gain is 1. Phase is minus 120. Okay. Similarly, for the probe 3, you have to mention it as peak to peak, all the values, peak to peak as it is given here. Okay. So the session is anyhow recorded. When you are writing the lab manual, you can use the video from the session and you can like uh, complete the table number 1, complete the results. Okay. So all these values you're supposed to write it here in the table. Okay. This is about AC parameter evaluation. Okay. And also you can set for power factor measurement, table number 2, for resistive load. Okay. As we are using for resistive load. Okay. When R1 is 15, R2 is 50, R3 is 500. Okay. You are supposed to write the values for active power. Okay. Active power will be here 960.149 watts. Okay. So you have to write it here 960.149. And what is the power factor? Power factor is 1. So similarly, for the second one, what is the power? What is the power factor? For the third one, what is the power? What is the power factor? Okay, you can observe here that the power factor is 1. So always you have learned in theory that for a pure resistive network, the power factor will be 1. That is 100%, you can say. Okay, so if you add a capacitor, the power factor will reduce. Sorry, if you add a inductor for RL series circuit, the power factor will be reduced. And you have learned in the theory that how to improve the power factor. Simply, if you connect a capacitor in parallel, your power factor will be improved. Okay. So as a next step, we will use for resistive and inductive load. Okay. Okay. So here we have to use a series RL circuit. So R is same 15 ohm. You have to use L1 as 20 millihenry. Okay. So if you connect this, so after this, let me close this, or let me complete the table. Okay, such that it will be easy for you to write it. So for the probe 3, what it is 588.208, 588.208, and 23, and 8.12, and 61 and 120, 61 and 1 plus 120. Okay, this is the results for table number 1. Okay, similarly we will go for table number 2. Okay, so table number 2, we have to add a resistor. So let me remove this. Okay, and insert a table. Let me complete the table. Okay, then it will be easy for us to solve the things. This experiment is very important. You have to be careful and understand it clearly. Let me complete the table. after that I will explain you the experiment how it is. Okay. Okay, this is the table. Let us complete with this table. So now what we have from the multisim, we have solved for R1, R2, and R3. So what were the values for first one? Power was 960.149. So let me write it here, 960.149. Okay, and the power factor is 1. Similarly, for the second one, 288.061, 288.061, and the power factor was also 1, 0.16. Okay. Next, the last one is 28.804 watts, 28.804 watts, and the power factor was 1. This is for the first resistive load. Okay. So now what we have to do, we have to connect a inductor in series with the resistor. Okay. So that is the value of the each inductance is 20 millihenry, 50, and 500. Okay. So let us do this. So first of all, close this watt meter. Okay. So what we have to do, we have to we have to delete all these. We will delete all this. Okay. And we will place an inductor in series. So from the place basic, select inductor. First of all, select any value. Okay. Any value you can use it. And again, any value, L2 and L3, any value. Okay. So this we have to rotate it. We have to rotate it as per the circuit. Then we will connect these resistor and inductor in series. Okay. Then again the same procedure. We will measure the voltage across resistor and end of inductor. Okay. And similarly, voltage across resistor and end of the inductor, as we have done previously for resistor. Yes. Similarly, voltage here across resistor and negative to the end of inductor. Okay. How will be the current? Current will be connected to the one end of the inductor and negative will be connected to the ground. Understand? That is in series with this. So if you click these values, okay, this is now we have formed an RL circuit. Okay, we have formed an RL circuit. Again, click run simulation. You can observe some values in the watt meter. What are the values? 950 for the first one, 959.543. So it is 959.543 watts. Okay. What is the power factor? 0.99, 0.99. For the second one, 288.028, 288.028. What is the power factor? 0.99. Okay. For the third one, 28.810. And what is the power factor? 1. So we have made one mistake already. So there are some specified values of L1. L1 is 20 millihenry, L2 is 50, L3 is 500. So we have to change the values also. We forget to change the values. So this is 20 milli. Second one is 50 milli. The third one is 500 milli. Okay, now run the simulation. You can get some values 766.411. 766.411 watts. What is the power factor? 0.89, 0.89. The second one, 252.201, 252.201. The power factor is 0.93. And the third one is 25.218, 25.218, and the power factor is 0.93. Okay. Now you can observe that when we connect a series inductance, that is one inductance in series with the resistance, the power is also reduced from the previous. Previously it was 960, now it became 766. Previously it was 288, the power reduced to 252. Previously it was 28, the power reduced to 25. Also there is a difference in the power factor. Previously for the resistive load, the power factor was at its full efficiency. Okay. Now the power factor is reduced. So it has become 0.89, 0.93, 0.93. Yes. So this is about power factor measurement. These all. We have used, first of all, we have used the resistive load and we have determined what is the power and power factor. And we practically verified that the power factor for resistive load is 1. Similarly, we make a series RL circuit and we determine what is the power and power factor. As you have studied in the theory, it was theory and tutorial, you have solved some problems. And there you got that the power factor for RL circuit will be less. Okay, this is power factor measurement. Then the next step is we are going to improve the power factor. Okay, in theory you have studied that how to improve the power factor. If you connect a capacitive load in parallel to the RL load, to this same RL load, if you connect a capacitive load in parallel with the values these, you can observe there is some improvement in power factor. Okay, and you also know that for the power factor, if it is less than 95%, that load is not good. Yes. So you can say here it is 89%, it is 93%, 93%. All three of them are less than 95%. So you have to use the load such that the power factor will be 95% minimum. So we will add the capacitor such that the power factor improves to the acceptable value. Okay. So let us do this again. Okay. So again, I will delete all this. Okay, now we will add a capacitor in parallel. So from the place basic, add capacitor, initially select any value. Okay, and we can right click and rotate it. Then right click, you can make copy and paste. Again paste. What is the value of C1? It is given in the table 20 micro, 30 micro, and 3 micro. So let us use this. The first one is 20 micro, second one is 30 micro, the third one is 3 micro. Okay. Now connect this in parallel to the RL network. We are connecting the capacitor in parallel to RL series circuit. Okay, and similarly, the voltage we will connect it together for RLC altogether, positive and negative at another end. Okay, voltage together to RLC. Similarly, voltage together to RLC. Okay, and current to the same. We will connect it to the same in series. That is, we will connect it to the negative of the voltage. Okay, and then double click the wattmeter and run the simulation. You will get some values. Okay, so 766. What is the first value? 766.487. 766.487. And power factor is 0.94. 0.94. 252.201. 252.201. What is the power factor? 0.96. So the third one is 25.22 and the power factor is 0.9. Okay, so now you can observe that previously the power factor was 89 and it has been improved. Okay, and you can observe that there is not much difference in the power. The power is 766 same. The power is 252 is similar. The power is 25 is similar. Okay, and only we have made an improvement in the power factor by adding a capacitor in parallel with the RL load. Understand how we have measured the power and how we have improved the power. Okay, so this is about part B. So let us go to the part C. In this, we are going to draw the transient analysis. Okay, how we are going to draw the transient analysis for this? Okay, so this transient analysis we will draw only for probe 1, probe 2, and probe 3. Okay, yani we will draw only for the first experiment, for the first circuit. How was the first circuit? Okay. If you remember, the first circuit was only for the resistor. So the first circuit, the main circuit of our experiment, it was like this. It was having only R1, R2, and R3. The inductor and capacitor was not available. So we will use the first circuit. Okay, and in this, okay, you can observe here that okay, the probe 1 is in red color, the probe 2 is in green color, the probe 3 is in blue color. So we will same, this is in red, same, okay. So we will change the colors. Double click this. We will use this as green color. Okay, we will use the third one as blue color. You know how to change the colors. Previously I have shown you. Okay, this is because we are drawing the graph. In the graph, if you see it in different colors for probe 1, probe 2, and probe 3, it will be much more beneficial for you. It is because of that. Okay, so now from the simulate, okay, simulate, and from the analysis, select transient analysis. We are going for transient analysis. That is, we are analyzing the circuit with respect to time, how it changes with respect to time. Okay, click this. Okay, it will ask you for some parameters that is available in the lab manual. Okay, what are the parameters? From the analysis, initial conditions, it should be detect or determine automatically. So automatically determine initial conditions. Okay, on what is the start time? 0.1 seconds. Stop time is 0.14. So start time is 0.1 and stop time is 0.14. Okay. Then the maximum time is 1 into e power 0.005. So number of points, sorry, maximum I will use 1 into e power 0.0, and we will use initial time, step time is 1 e power 0. So initial time, step time, we will use this 1 e power minus 0.005. Okay. Then we will use transient analysis. Go to the second option. Okay. The second option, we have to use in the output, we have to use voltage of probe 1, voltage of probe 2, voltage of probe 3. So from here, we have to click voltage of probe 1, add it here, voltage of probe 2, add it here, voltage of probe 3, add it here. Now you can see all the voltages are available. Okay. So then after that, analysis options, we will use all the defaults, and this will be the summary. And if you click on simulate, it will simulate, and you can change the background color also. Here you can see the red color. Okay, this one is probe 1, the green color is probe 2, the blue color is probe 3. Okay, so this graph. Okay, and you can, on the table number 1, we have observed that there are some difference. For the first probe, it is constant. For the second probe, the phase is minus 120. For the third, it is plus 120. Okay, so here you can reflect it. For the second one, for the first one, it is starting from here, right? So you can see from the first and the probe 2. Okay, if you compare probe 1 and probe 2 only, if you compare probe 1 and probe 2, there is a difference with minus 120-degree phase. Okay, and suppose if you compare probe 1 and probe 3, you can see there is a difference with plus 120 degrees. Yani this is leading, probe 3 is leading, probe 2 is lagging. Okay, so this graph you have to draw in the lab manual. Okay, for transient, for graph number 1. Okay, and you have to comment upon the results based upon the table 1, table 2, and graph 1. Is it clear? Any questions? Okay, so the session is recorded. The students who are absent and also those who want to complete the experiment to write the report, they can see the recorded session, and also I will upload the results what I have used in this experiment. Okay, and I will update this in the Blackboard for you such that it will be helpful for you to write the report. Okay, so let me do it now itself. So, the experiment 4, 5. So let me add experiment 5 results. Was my computer. These are the results for experiment 5. And if you want, I can give the results for experiment 4 also. It is not available. These are the results for experiment 4. Okay, brothers, everything is available. Kindly complete the lab report and submit me by inshallah Thursday. Okay. If you don't have any questions, you can take a leave. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome.